Hi and welcome to my channel. So I'm going to be telling you a top secret in this video that billions of people across the planet are not aware of. Look, you're going to be like, OMG, how come I didn't know about this? Because there's one country in the UK that does not charge anything for tuition fees, which means that if you're born in this country, in the UK, you're going to have free education from when you're born right up to when you complete university. Yes, I know you're sat there thinking, Melvis, what are you on about? But this is true, and like I've said, many people are not aware of. Look, the UK is well known for charging ridiculously high tuition fees, but like I've said, this country doesn't charge anything. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you which country is this, how do you become eligible for this free tuition, for your entire life until you complete university completely free. How does it work? And how do you go about it basically? So if you're new to my channel, obviously you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate your time. And look, I have a free newsletter where I send you the best updates about visa sponsorship opportunities in the UK, career progression pathways in the UK, changes happening in the UK, whether it's with visas, whether it's just opportunities, work from home jobs, as well as side business opportunities that you can start in the UK so you can earn more money in order to retire early. Look, if you check the comment section below, you're going to see a link to my newsletter. So it's completely free. It won't take you up to 20 seconds to join that newsletter. All you need to do is drop your name and email and you're part of the newsletter. And so you will never again rely on the YouTube algorithm to find any information that is so vital for your personal and professional growth and development here in this beautiful country, the UK. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you do want to hit subscribe right now. Turn on that notification button so you're the first to be notified every single time when I drop a new video on here. So what am I on about? Look, the UK has a very interesting political system that is called devolved administration. What this means is that while the four countries are considered one, each country has the right to choose how much they're paying their citizens, how much tax they're taking from their citizens, how they're going about their education, how they're going about their healthcare. And so all four countries in the UK are completely different. So this is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So which country you choose to move to or which country you choose to live in is going to have a huge impact on the opportunities that you are going to have. As you know, if you watched any of my previous videos, I'm all about making the most of the best opportunities in the UK. And look, this country that I'm talking about is the good old Scotland. Yes, if you're in Scotland, school is completely free, including university. And so I'm going to tell you the eligibility criteria because they have got really interesting eligibility criteria. So who is eligible for this and how do you go about it? But before I get into all of those details, look, you may be wondering, who is this? What's she yapping about? So my name is Melvis. I currently work as an advanced nurse practitioner, so I live in England and I work as a nurse practitioner. I moved quite a few years ago. I started my journey as a carer working in a nursing home. Very interested in career progression. I decided to study in the UK. So I studied in England, and guess how much it cost me to become a nurse? I spent £30,000. Yes, £30,000 to become a nurse in the UK. If I had known and if I had gone to Scotland instead, guess what? I would have studied for free. But because I didn't know, I came to England, and by the time I found out, it was way too late. So if you're watching these and you're out of the UK, you want to make hay while the sun shines. And that's why I'm here, to bring you all of this information so that you're aware and you don't make the mistakes that some of us have already made, here in the UK. And there are still many people living, even in Scotland as we speak, they don't even know that they are entitled to free education because people think that studying in the UK is very expensive. No, you don't pay anything if you are eligible, obviously, over in Scotland. So I have a private career coaching service where I support nurses, carers, student nurses, students, people that want to move to the UK, with career progression, free visa sponsorship opportunities. Because look, you don't need to break the bank to move to any of the UK countries. There are, you just need guidance. You just need the right information that you deserve to have so that you know the best pathway to pursue. So that's what my private coaching program does. That's what you're going to get as a member of my private coaching program. The guidance that you need, like I say, without breaking the bank, because as you know, information is power. So if you check the description box below, or the About section of this YouTube channel, you're going to find a link to my private coaching program. And when you join, then yes, we will get started. And the program is very rich with everything that you need, all the resources that you need, personalized, individualized, tailored advice for your specific circumstances. Because the truth is, YouTube videos are good, but they're very generic. I don't know who's watching this video right now. It could be somebody who is living out of the UK. It could be somebody who doesn't like the UK. It could be somebody who wants to move to the UK. It could be somebody who is just like, oh, I don't care about any of this. I don't know. So to get that personalized, tailored advice, consider joining my private coaching program so you can get supported. So obviously I'm looking forward to seeing you on there. So what is the eligibility criteria to study in Scotland for free? Look, it is really simple. You would not even believe this. You would not even imagine that all you need is to live in Scotland for 3 years. That's the first eligibility criteria. That's one of the criteria. There are different, people that qualify under different schemes, but I'm going to tell you all these different schemes. The first one is that you're resident in Scotland for 3 years, which means that you don't have to be born in Scotland. It's not about where you're born. It's the fact that you're living in Scotland for 3 years. So if you're living in Scotland for 3 years, and guess what? They pay, all of your tuition fees, obviously right up till university. If you're already an adult, then and you've already got that, other level of education, then it will just be your university. So you will go to university for free and they will pay for up to 5 years, which means that if you're studying a course, for example, like medicine or whatever course that is up to 5 years, you get free education, tuition fees fully paid for you for all the 5 years. And you're also going to be entitled and eligible for many bursaries, lots of funding, expenses, all the other things that you need to function as a student. Look, I'm talking about a lot of money here because I've got some members of my private coaching program who are based in Scotland, who live in Scotland. And when I look at how much money they are getting to study, for example, say nursing, I'm like, girl, is it really worth becoming a nurse? Because you're getting a lot more as a student than you will as a qualified nurse, for example. And this goes for all the different professions. So that's the first criteria. You have to be resident in Scotland for at least 3 years. Then the next thing is that you need to have the relevant connection to Scotland. So when you talk about connection, you mean ancestry, for example. There are some people that even though they are not physically resident in Scotland, but because of the connection that they have with the beautiful country, they are eligible to study in Scotland completely free. And this is from birth right up till, university, till you graduate basically, which is something that is huge because if you're in England, it is very, very expensive. So education in England is free from when you're obviously of school age right up till you're about to start university. From when you're going to university, school in England and all the other UK countries becomes paid. So it is not free. And the tuition fees currently, for people that are eligible in the rest of the UK, the fees are capped at £9,250, which means that if you're British, for example, or you're English, you're going to be paying at least £9,250 in tuition fees. If you're an international student, I don't even want to get started because the fees can be as high as £40,000 per year. I've got my friend who is currently studying medicine and she is paying £37,000 per year to study medicine in England. So again, you can see how the tuition fees differ across the other 3 countries. Meanwhile, in Scotland, you would just study it completely free if you meet the eligibility criteria that we are talking about. If you've got any comments, you've got any questions as I'm going along, please do leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, I just want you to hit that like button. It lets me know that you enjoy content like this and I should do more. If you know anybody that's going to benefit from this information, please do share with them. Because like I say, I spent £30,000 studying in England. If I had known, I would have gone to Scotland. I would have gone to Scotland so that I can study, because if you have, a UK passport, obviously, it's the same across all 4 countries. You have the same advantages, you have the same privileges as a UK passport. Me, for example, I've got a UK passport, but you know what I mean? I have kind of missed those opportunities because I didn't know at the time. And that's why now I dedicate my time supporting members of my private coaching program, as well as bringing this information to you out here, because I know that not everybody can be part of my program, but I'm still happy to share that info so that more people can benefit from it. And that's why I'm sharing this with you right now. But like I've said, if you need that tailored, personalized, and individualized support, then consider joining my private coaching program, because then we're gonna just be able to focus on what it is that you need. Do you want to move to the UK? Which country? Which job is the best? You're already in the UK. What else can you do with yourself in this beautiful country? What opportunities should you be taking? What opportunities are there, waiting for you and readily available? So let's get back to the content and what we're talking about. So the next thing, obviously, like I've said, is some people are exempted. For example, if you're living in Scotland on a humanitarian basis, or you're a refugee, you will study for free, which means that if you're living on a humanitarian basis in Scotland, or you're living in Scotland as a refugee, you will be able to study in Scotland for free. No tuition fees whatsoever. If you choose to go to uni and become, I don't know, an accountant, you just apply, you get everything free. If you choose to become a nurse, whatever, no bias here. Obviously, I'm a nurse myself. It's a great profession. If you haven't considered it, by the way, if you have and you've done nothing about it, please do make hay while the sun shines, because it is full of opportunities all over the world. It doesn't have to be the UK. You know what I mean? It could be that you want to go to the US of A, you want to go to Australia, New Zealand, Canada. Nursing is still a great option, or medicine, healthcare related, like I've said. So again, if you're a refugee, humanitarian basis, you are going to study for free. And let me tell you one thing that isn't allowed, because my friend at work sent her two children to study in Scotland. So they were in a boarding school in Scotland because she wanted that they should have free university education. She lived in England, obviously, with her husband, but they sent their kids to study in Scotland in a boarding school because they wanted this free education, because they knew about it. But upon successful completion, obviously, of their high school, they applied to study at uni, and they were told that they were not eligible because they were studying in Scotland but not permanently resident in Scotland, which means that if you choose to travel to Scotland as a student, that time that you're spending as a student does not count towards the 3 years that are eligible for this particular pathway. So just so I can let you know, because it's temporary residence, it has to be permanent residence, obviously in Scotland, which means you have a house in Scotland with a house address, because that's what they're going to need. If you're giving the address of a school, that's where you've been living. For example, my friend's daughter who went to a boarding school, it was not accepted. So I thought, why don't I just share this tip with you? Because you may already be in Scotland now, you may be planning to move to Scotland, you may have kids as well. You're thinking, if you can study for free, why need to go to Scotland? So you need to be strategic. You need to be really wise. You need to be really smart if you want to take advantage of this opportunity. Because like I've said, it is huge. I spent £30,000 to study nursing in England. And if I had known, do you think I would have studied in Scotland? Highly likely, because I would have come up with exactly the same degree. All I would have needed to do would have been to register with the NMC. But that's why I choose to share this info with you, so that you don't make the same mistakes that some of us have already made. And on this channel, I've done videos about all sorts of pathways to move to the UK, free visa sponsorship opportunities, side hustle ideas, work from home jobs, as well as UK updates that are important and that are relevant and that are a must for you to know. So if you're keen, obviously you haven't subscribed, you want to hit subscribe, turn on that notification button so you're the first to be notified. But if you haven't joined my newsletter, you want to check the comment section below. I've dropped a link on there. It won't take you 20 seconds to join the newsletter. You drop your name and email and you're part of the newsletter. It's completely free. I send the info directly to your inbox, so you're never reliant on the crazy yo-yo YouTube algorithm. But if you need my personalized, tailored, individualized support for your own specific circumstances, and consider joining my private coaching program, whether you're keen on healthcare, clinical, non-clinical healthcare jobs, free UK visa sponsorship opportunities, studying here in this beautiful, UK, work from home jobs, as well as side hustle ideas you can start. I look forward, obviously, to seeing you, share this video with anybody that is going to be relevant, to help them, so that they're aware of this info and they can make the most of it and take the best opportunities to be able to succeed, progress, excel, and thrive in the UK. Keep watching the videos. I'll see you in the next video.